up, Jake?
What's up, Tim?
You know, just living the dream. I don't know if anybody's here yet.
There might be one or two, maybe.
I saw a couple people, and I don't know if they're still here. That was like 10 or 15 minutes ago. Some people will show. I don't even know how to tell how many people are here. Hang on a second. We'll see.
I'm watching it on the TV. It says one watching. That's probably Becca, so.
Oh, is that how you do it? You go to, let me go to YouTube and see.
It just shows it on YouTube. It says one watching.
We'll just wait a minute, because it don't do no good to show new knives if nobody's fucking watching.
Right.
I tried to figure out a time, because like Big Red EDC, he does his Saturday Knife Live. I think that starts like an hour or two from then. Whoop.
2 watching now.
Oh, mine says 4 watching.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this shit. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that off because my internet sucks. There's Becca. What's up, Becca? What's up, Rolf?
Rolf? What's up, Rolf?
Yeah, it's been raining freaking nonstop, and there's another hurricane in the Gulf. What's up, Siegfried? Now some people are showing up. Knives and Pizza. 2 dope knife companies. That's right. Yeah, so we both got some knives dropping, Jacob.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We've got some new Warncliffs, I guess you could call them.
I'm gonna pop you up there. Show us what you got and tell us about it, and tell us when it's dropping.
So this is the Hawk. It's going to drop this coming Friday, October 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So it's
That's so freaking killer.
A new logo on there.
I like the new logo.
It's pretty neat. These are really nice. So, yeah, the laser
engraver makes all the difference. It's so much sharper and cleaner than the electric.
Really does. It really does. The Blackwater fish logo was tough to get perfect with Electrochem. Like on the Snook, some of them just weren't. They just weren't crisp.
Yeah, because there's a lot of black.
There's just so much, and it all went away just so fast. And my whole thing with the lasers, I wanted that to be the end of it, the very last process for every knife. So I go ahead and finish them now. The time that it is taken off is unreal. It'll pay for itself pretty quick, for sure.
Yeah. So if you do, like, if you hold the electrochemical etch on there for too long, it bleeds out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it'll start to bleed around the stencil.
Around the edge. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, it's tough. It's a real thin line between just right and no good at all with the Electrochem.
Badass. Hold that up here again for us real quick.
All right,
I'm going to ask you some questions on that. So what's the overall length, blade length, all the specs?
7 3/4 inch overall. Got a 3.5 inch blade, 4 1/4 inch handle, about a 4 inch inner reach. Plenty big enough. It's pretty close to the same handle as the Adventure.
Yeah.
Albeit the front end up here in the choil is thicker.
So there's the Adventure. Yeah, it looks pretty similar, and I can see
it's pretty close, but it's noticeably thicker in here.
Yeah.
And another major difference is the Adventure uses 3/16 and this uses the 5/32.
Okay.
Which is thinner, the same stock as the Bonefish.
Yeah. And so, geez, I'm having a brain fart. That was designed by Gabe over at the Last Huntsman, right? So that's his second one and my second one too. So let me pop this up there. So the Hawk is going to be available on your website.
Yep.
Right? So it's just a Gabe design, but it's a very good knife company knife.
Right.
Yep. So mine is a little bit different. So the Bonefish is,
Beauty.
yeah, it turned out so freaking good. It's my design, my knife company, but made by you,
Yep.
OEM'd by you, and so
Yep.
that's the difference. Um,
Yep.
and I'm gonna drop mine the week after yours. So the Bonefish, which is on the bottom of the screen, is going to be Friday the 18th on my website, which is blackwaternifeco.com. So you also did the sheaths differently now. We're on generation 2 on the sheath, right? You got a sheath there to show us?
Yep. So the original sheaths aren't really any different. The biggest thing that I changed is I quit doing the old style belt loops, which is like this.
Yeah.
Those were they were costing me more in time than anything, honestly. And there's a good handful of people out there that like them. You're one of them, but the majority, a good 75+% of people that get them, the first thing they do is shuck them. They toss them back in the
Well,
box, and they put something like this or an ulti clip on. So
yeah,
I just skip that.
Ever since Blade Show, I've switched to the Ulti clips, except for the bigger ones, like the bigger ones that I have, like the Revelation.
Yep.
That's a little too big for front pocket carry, but everything else that I've got of yours, now I don't have the First Strike, and what's the other big one?
Walkabout,
Yeah,
tribute.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Those might be the only 3 that I don't have, except for the Gabe designs.
I think the only other ones that you would be missing is like the trade knives.
Yeah.
The lineman and the splicer and stuff. Those are purpose built specific things though.
A blade off. Well, Rolf, he made them all. So, I just design them. I just come up with the crazy concept in my head.
Yeah, they all come out of the same shop.
And yeah, they all come out of the same shop, and I give him some half-ass drawing, and he says, "Your drawing sucks," and then I say, "Well, here's what I'm thinking," and he's like, "Okay, I got it." And then about 4 days later, he sends me a blade picture or a video of the blade profile, and I was like, "You fucking nailed it. That's exactly what I was thinking."
I got the bonefish right on the first try. Everything else, it never goes like that. I always get it wrong on the first try. It looks perfect, but something always needs tweaking, and I got that one right on the first try.
So this sway back, it's not a very deep sway back, because here's the thing about sway backs. I love them. I love a sway back, and I also love a finger choil, but they're kind of polarizing, both of them, right? Some people hate
Yep.
sway backs, some people hate finger choils, but what I love about this is the finger choil is not in the blade.
Right.
That's where people get pissed, is like, why'd you take away all that cutting edge?
Yep.
This, you get the comfort and the choke up of the finger choil, but you still get all the cutting.
No space wasted.
Right. And so the sway back is not very deep. It's, you know what I mean? It's not a hugely pronounced sway back.
It's pretty minor. You can see it a good bit when you look down it, like
Yeah.
distally. But
Yeah.
aside from that, it doesn't have a deep sway.
Yeah.
But it feels really good.
It does. It does. I like the way the butt, it just feels good, man.
It
feels
locks in good. It locks
Yeah.
in good. It doesn't feel like it wants to move.
It's
It's
not
really comfortable handle.
It's not moving at all, and it feels good in a reverse grip too. So if you did want to use it for pull,
Exactly. Yeah. The sway. The
yeah.
sway works really good in backwards
So
grip.
I'm sure you've done a sway back before. This was the first one you've done at Very Good Knife Company. Is this the first sway back you've done?
No, I've done some sway backs over the years, but none that were notable. It was just kind of a, like at Two Jakes, everything we did, there was no patterns or anything. You just walk up with a grinder and grind it out.
Just
So
start grinding.
sometimes they would come out. But they were never great because it was never really planned. You kind of got to plan things like that. Things like sway backs. If it comes out wrong, it's really ugly. And it's not functional. It doesn't feel good.
So, Vlad, let me answer this question. So this one is a hollow grind, a very deep hollow grind. And I took my calipers and tried to measure the behind the edge thickness, and it's thin behind the edge. So this is a slicey mofo right here, somewhere between, it's like 12 thousandths behind the edge. And then some people want to say, well, if it's on a fixed blade knife, if it's that thin behind the edge, it's not going to hold up. That's bullshit. I've got every knife you've ever made, they're all thin behind the edge, but the heat treat is so freaking good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they work. They work. There's just a way to do them. I think for me, Vlad, I'm a flat grinder. Everything that I like to carry is flat grind. Minus one, I've been carrying the Tradition Junior since I started those, and that's hollow. Yeah, but I carry it in my pocket, and honestly, I won't use the thinner hollow grinds for anything heavy.
Hey,
I just don't want to. But I've got my Adventure flat grind, and this one, I mean, there's nothing that I ever don't use it for. I'm pretty abusive with it.
Oh, my Adventure is the closest knife to me. Hang on, what the hell?
Yep.
I mean, it stays right here. It's got oil all over it because it's carbon steel, but and I'm weird about oiling my knives. I do it just because, even if it doesn't need it, it's kind of like a ritual to just about once a week just oil them all up.
Nothing wrong with that.
So,
hey, Gabe,
what's up, brother? So, Vladimir, the first one that I did called the Snook was a full flat grind, kind of a spear point. This one is a hollow grind, and the Hawk.
Yep.
You got the Hawk there. The Hawk is a full flat, also, right?
Yep, full flat. It's pretty similar to an Adventure. So if you guys are into an Adventure, this is, I mean, it's pretty close in in blade shape. If I were to turn the blade over.
Oh yeah,
it's about an Adventure. But it's a little thinner stock. Still the same thing though. Flat grind, handles relatively close.
I dig it.
Thicker in the front end. It's really nice. I would carry one of these for sure.
Yeah, I gotta buy one of those. Hang on, let's see what Erica's EDC. She's my favorite YouTuber. Let's see.
EDC did a better shit.
Tested thinner grinds with higher hardness on very impressive.
Yeah, it's not. You know what happens is you have massive drastic changes in thick to thin.
Hey, Manny.
Hey, Manny. Manny's a subscriber of mine too. He came from you. But anyhow,
did he? Right on.
When you have like a super thick spine with a super thin edge, if you buried the edge into something and then twisted on it, that spine wouldn't give at all, and it would just snap off somewhere in the middle of the grind. It'll do that with good heat-treated knives. It's just the way it is, because, I mean, you're changing leverage. That's why there's just not been a lot of makers that do a whole bunch of... There you go, Gabe. I'm not...
no comment. I'm not... Yeah, no comment. Yeah, I think it's
the test was substantial enough to get the point across. Honestly, it's not worth arguing about to me, but it's not like it's not doable. What she's trying to say is valid. You know, I agree with what she's trying to prove, that thicker knives with thinner edges and different steels can handle pretty much all different things if done right. Keywords, if done right.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you better find that. That's a freaking good one. So I sent mine. Now I have this one. This is the natural canvas micarta variant. I sent this one to Scab over at, well, not this one, but you know what I mean. I sent mine to Scab over at Choir Boys Cutlery Outdoors. Supposed to be there Monday, so he's going to review it for me. So you guys be watching for that. Now he loves the snook, and in fact I traded him mine. So after these drops, after the hawk and after the bonefish, when you've got time, I need to commission you to make me a snook, because I don't even have one of my
you gave away that first one. Yeah, he uses that one like crazy too.
He carries it all the time. He loves it, man. So he was just like, yeah, I need to buy one. And I was like, they're going to go pretty fast. So if you want one, you're going to have to be on there at the time it drops. I said, or, I'll trade you for something. I said, I trust you. Just send me something. You know what I mean? So he sent me the Work Tough Gear Russo Hunter, which is
a good looking knife.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
It's a good looking knife.
Fair trade. And I was like, I can get another snook at some point. So anyway, I'm not trading him my bonefish though. He's gonna have to.
That's a pretty nice one. I wonder if he's gonna throw that one. That one's got a super thin tip on it.
Yeah, I need to tell. I thought about that when I sent it to him about saying, hey, please don't throw it.
Yeah, it might snap at the tip. It's got that long taper at the front, and it's hollow ground, and it's really thin. But hell, it might stand up.
No, I don't want him to do that. You know what I mean? What does that prove? Like throwing it into it?
Nothing, because I sure as hell wouldn't use that knife like that.
Yeah, hell no. So I'll just send him a text and say, bro, don't be throwing this shit into a stump. It ain't. I mean that.
It'll handle a tire, but
yeah,
might not handle throwing.
You go to town on a tire, but look at that. It just freaking.
Yeah, it's thin.
It disappears. It like a needle point.
Same thing like I was talking just a minute ago, though. It's got a thick spine too, so that extra weight with a thin tip would not help it at all. It just wouldn't. Those are things that one must be mindful of when using a knife.
Yeah,
having a different respect for it.
Yeah, loser. He doesn't like my Skeletor hat. He doesn't like my Dolphins hat either. The Dolphins freaking suck so bad. All of my teams suck.
It's all right. All Georgia teams suck too.
So the Baltimore Orioles and the Atlanta Braves got freaking swept in the first round of the playoffs. The Miami Dolphins are an absolute shit show without a quarterback. But at least the Florida Panthers won the Stanley Cup, so I'm celebrating that for
barely
champions.
Barely. They almost gave it away.
Yeah. So what kind of steel and what kind of handles do you have? All of them there? You can show us real quick.
Yeah, I've just got the 80 CRV2s, but Nat, we'll just do a Nat, and then
that one's going to be 80 CRV2.
Yep, green, and then blue, and this one's pretty dark. This is a darker blue. If you remember when you were up here, I was telling you about how the blue varies between one end of the sheet to the other, and this was a darker piece, but it's pretty blue. It's just hard to decide the lighting in here. And then I'm going to do the same variants in Nitro V. I've got 9 of those, so there'll be 39 in total. 39. There'll be 30 in 80 CRV2 and They'll be 9 in Nitro V. Quite the run. The Nat's pretty cool. Nat's always a good neutral. And I think I think if I was gonna have one, I would have a blue one. I like the blue.
Shave. I didn't shave nothing. What are you talking about? Shave? I didn't shave a damn thing.
Nothing.
So you did the 3 handle variants in both ADCR V2 and Nitro V?
Yep. There'll be 3 of each of the Nitro V, and then there'll be 10 of each of the ADCR V2. It's a big run.
That is a lot. Are you still working on them?
Yeah, I got all the blade work done this past week, and I also made a video just like the Huntsman, only it's half that time. The bad habit of just running. I haven't posted it yet. It took forever. I had to delete all my pictures off my phone. So when you was asking me earlier to send you pictures, I'm like, oh, I just deleted almost everything off of my phone because I was trying to make space to save the dang video. You know how that goes. You know how that goes.
I do that constantly. Landscaping. Yeah, no, because I'm still filming everything on my phone, and so if a video goes too long, I have to like offload the apps and then load them back up and shit. It's a pain.
Yeah, it's just a pain.
Yeah, one day I will upgrade. So let me go through the variants of the bonefish here. So
there's some good ones.
So we've got ADCR V2 natural micarta, and then we've got ADCR V2 fire micarta. So same taco style sheath. It's got the Blackwater logo on one side, Very Good Knife Company logo on the other side, rubberized nylon loop. This is called, going to be hard to really see, fire micarta. So I'm calling this kind of, it's not really black, but it's not really blue. So I'm calling it like gunmetal blued.
It's an interesting color.
Yeah, and it's layered kind of a brick red. So it's kind of there's a good shot of it.
It's very red. It's hard to tell in that in your view there. It's kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, because I switched over from my shit internet to my main connection. The other connection is clear, but it cuts out all.
Oh, I lost your audio.
All right.
There you are.
So maybe this is clear. So that's called fire micarta. It's basically layered black and red. That's also ADCR V2. And then I've got the Nebula Fat Carbon. So freaking good.
Yes, that one was awesome.
Yeah, that's so good. And then this is, I think it's still Fat Carbon brand's newest carbon fiber called Pines Peak. It's white and kind of a forest green and black. And then we've got the cobalt blue G10 underliners. So of course I name each variant with the Florida theme, just like I did on the Snook. So I'm calling the natural, I'm calling that Sandbar. This one,
nice.
Yeah, Sandbar. This one is the Wildfire variant. This one is the Freedom Fighter variant. And then this one I'm calling Slash Pine.
Nice.
And so the 2 fat carbon ones are Nitro V, and then the 2 micarta ones are ADCR V2. So we got some carbon steel and we got some Nitro V, and then overall length is 7.875 inches, 3.75 on the blade length, 4.125 on the handle. So perfect size. And I have wide hands, and I
Yeah,
can,
it's a big handle.
yeah, I've got like bear paw hands, and I can get a full 4-finger grip. I know Scab's going to like that, but it's still a good size for front pocket carry. Like
Yeah, it would be for sure.
any bigger, and it's going to be too much, right? It's going to have to be belt carry. But this will, you can still front pocket carry it, but still get a full 4-finger grip on it. So
it would be a good candidate for like a scout carry. It's really narrow. The sheath is really narrow too.
Yeah,
would be a good candidate for that.
Yep, for sure. So, and then of course the sheaths that you make are Ulti-Clip compatible and Tech-Lock compatible because how you do them. So nice
gotta
drain hole.
be aftermarket compatible. That's what everybody wants to do with it anyway. I cannot possibly make better attachments. I give up on that fight.
So what you're talking about is the fat carbon. Hang on, let me grab this. It's not that I don't like fat carbon. It's that I don't like this shit.
It's kind of weird.
First of all, it's not. You can tell straight away that it's not fat carbon brand carbon fiber. Like it's complete. Right there's fat carbon, and there's whatever they put on this. And I wouldn't have minded.
I don't know.
But in person, it's waxy. It looks watercolory.
There's a big difference in feel.
Yeah, it feels different. This on that QSP looks. It kind of has a waxy look in person, whereas fat carbon has more depth to it and more of a gloss to it.
That's the carbon.
Yeah, and
the carbon shimmers.
Yeah, what I really hated about this was those fucking thumb discs. Right, this
it's
knife
not good. It's not good. It's not bad with that back strap there, the back little piece of the handle, but with that on the blade there, it's just, I don't know.
That's what killed it for me. And if they'd have just went with thumb studs, I would have had nothing bad to say about this knife. Of course, it's a freaking almost a $400 knife. It's not mine. It's a passer. Yeah, it's a pass around knife, but it's not that I don't like fat carbon. I freaking love fat carbon brand fat carbon. They do some good shit, but this is just too much shit going on. It's too busy.
It's gaudy.
It's gaudy. It's to the point where it's like, fucking hell.
Yeah,
the only thing they didn't do was put some of that shit on the flipper tab. I don't know.
Yeah, if it was removable, Ace on Knives said, is that FIDC removable?
What the hell is a FIDC?
I don't know.
What's a FIDIC?
The disc.
I'm just a new
I
disc.
just read it as it was. I saw that he said disc. I didn't put two and two together.
It's probably removable.
Yeah, you could probably get rid of it. It's got a screw in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know if it would.
Yeah, I agree, Lou.
I don't know if it would be thumb stud compatible. Like you might be able to remove the disc and replace it with another disc. I don't know. I didn't dig into it that much. Yeah. And the other thing is QSP. When you think of QSP, you think of a budget knife. The first thing that comes to mind is the QSP Penguin.
Right. It's a tough name to try and throw some big quality into with money, with dollar signs.
And QSP does a lot of OEM work for a lot of designers. They've done some Devo knives. They've done some EMP EDC knives. So they do high-end work, and they make great knives, and they can do it. They can make a $400 knife, but I think they've just kind of pigeonholed themselves as being a budget brand.
Right.
And then, you know what I mean? And then when you start dropping $400 knives, like I said in that video, I was like, if I got $400 to spend on a knife, QSP is not the first name that comes.
See, that's it right there. That's the point
You know?
made right there, that you've entered another bracket
Right.
where, you know, in this bracket there are some serious contenders.
Mm-hmm.
I sure shit wouldn't spend 400 on that. Not when I could get
Right.
something from someone else handmade, and it's really, really nice for 400
Right.
bucks. There's some
Yeah.
really nice knives out there for 400 bucks.
I'm gonna start calling them thumb fittics.
Fittix. I like Fittic better.
Thumb fittics. So what's next? What are you doing after the Hawk?
Well, I was gonna take the entire month of October off to, like, off of orders and off of everything else, so I could just do runs and prepare myself for Georgia Bushcraft. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go to Georgia Bushcraft. It's just not looking good.
Yeah.
The time schedule's just not. I've got so much going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go, but I'm so fucking broke right now because I'm a mortgage broker and business absolutely sucks.
Yeah.
It just,
That's a tough one.
I mean, the Federal Reserve cut the Fed funds rate like 2 Fridays ago, and freaking interest rates up, which is not supposed to happen, right? So I'm like,
So what are interest rates at average right now?
just under 7.
Holy shit.
I mean, the thing with rates is they fluctuate constantly like the stock market because interest rates are tied to the bond market. So they just tick up and down all day, every day. And they general trend, like they might be on a downward trend, but as they're going downward, they still fluctuate up and down. Well, when the Fed cuts the Fed fund rate, that's not a direct mortgage rate cut necessarily, but typically mortgage rates follow suit, and they didn't. So, yeah, they kind of ticked up a little bit and then haven't come back down. It's just shitty right now. So, you know,
Yeah, we got it good. We got it good still for now. It's still hard to think like that, but we do. We got it good still for a minute. People in North Carolina is fucked up.
Dude, I watched a video today about Castle Rock, North Carolina. Holy shit!
Yeah,
they got hammered bad.
We've been following that really closely. It's only like 2.5 hours from us, and we get all that overflow and runoff down here.
Lou, I don't have one. I don't, because I gave my copy of the Snook to Scab, Choir Boys Cutlery. I traded him. So maybe before you got on the stream, I was talking to Jacob about I have to commission him to make me one because I don't even have my very first knife design.
Yeah, I gotta make you one, and I still have some of the original. I still have a one handle's worth left of that pistachio too.
Yeah, that'd be good. That's the one. That's probably the one I need. You know, the original gangster one.
So I think the only thing for me that's next is, instead of I think I'm gonna pull out of Georgia Bushcraft. I'm gonna have to. My biggest thing was transportation. Like the Suburban quit on us the other day ago.
Yeah,
like a week and a half ago. I haven't gotten to it yet. I've just been working. I've been working so dang much. But yeah. I've I kind of had a thought that maybe while I was doing that last video showing the 2 Jake shop and stuff, I was just kind of thinking what I was saying in there, that it's a shame to think about all the shit we could have been and could have done.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to start a line of one-offs. Every single one of them will be custom, like
Yeah.
segmented handles. Every one of them will be laser marked with one of one. I don't want to quit doing production stuff. Like, I'm not doing production stuff now. People call it custom production. For me, it's just running through the same thing over and over. That's production. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I understand. But I want to continue doing that at a broader level. But what happens when I finally iron out all these processes and have some help with this and that? It frees up a little bit of my own time and just trying to think of things to, I don't know. I just wanted to do it. I want to do it. I want to continue that whole thing on my own. So I will be serial numbering each and every one of these. They will be serial numbered, sequential, 1 through whatever, and they'll all say one of one, and they'll be very custom. And there'll be no patterns. I won't be doing any of the current models. None of that. I'm making a point to do 100% opposite of that. Different blade steels, maybe Damascus if I feel like it. We'll see.
Let's see. Yeah. Can you see that? So Lou was
Yep.
asking if I had the snook. I do not have the snook, but there's a picture of it buried in a post. But it's kind of a spear point. Yeah. And that's like the
That's right,
original.
Ace. Ace said, what could have been could be, Kamala. You're
Oh,
right. He's exactly
yeah.
right. That's what I told myself. What could have been still could be. That's why I'm going to do it. I'm going to just pick up not where we left off. I'm just going to restart it from the front end.
So you can make some good money, some quick cash doing that. You know what I mean?
Well, you know where I'm at and where my mind is. I refuse to
Yeah.
ask more for anything that I believe is worth what I am selling it at. That's
Yeah, but if you're making one-off customs, you have to ask for more. You know what I mean? You
yeah,
can't sell them for $250.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you
The
don't sell them for 4,000, but you know.
no, I don't want to go that high. I really don't want to go a whole lot higher than what I'm at now, but you know, they'll be worth it for sure. I'll make them worth it. You
Yeah.
know, I will ask higher if I think it's worth it. But
Yeah.
if I don't think it's worth it, then
Um.
I'm not going to do it.
So does Gabe have another design ready?
I
Has
don't
he?
know. I haven't asked him yet, Gabe. Gabe is probably still hanging around. Do you have another design in the shoot? I know we've talked about a couple of things, like a bigger sack, like an actual sax. But I got to get a bigger kiln first before we can do anything bigger like that. We wanted to do another Huntsman, but bigger, something similar along that way. But probably next year, early next year, I'll do another Huntsman run. Those have been like #1 most requested here lately, and I'm just
Really?
yeah, they just take too much time, and I'm not able to do anything but those when I'm doing those.
Yeah. And so
So
Gabe wants to make a bigger one. That thing's already a freaking
yeah,
monster.
it's not that big, but it's a monster compared to what we're used to. I'm used to just making EDC stuff that's going to be carried, practicality based things. But yeah, it was in the talks that something like a big sax or a bigger Huntsman.
So I've got two designs. One of them's already pretty much designed, called the Creek Chub.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
It's a smaller knife and it's more of a fat sheep's foot, and I don't have anything like it except for this. So it's kind of like that. It's a chub. It's a it would be a little bit bigger than this. This is like 6 inches maybe.
Yeah,
But something like this, sort of a similar blade shape, like a true sheep's foot. Um, but a front pocket carry sort of a thing called the creek chub, and
That would be
I'm
cool.
sure Izzy has caught creek chub before. Creek chub kind of looks like that. Kind of my thing is that I always, when I design it and name it, it kind of has the profile of the fish itself.
What's up,
Like if
Biggie?
you look, what's up, Biggie? If you look at the snook, it has the profile of a snook fish. If you look at the bonefish, it has a profile of a bonefish. A creek chub kind of has a profile like that. Anyway, I've got that one, and then another one that I'm still working on. Let me just pop a picture up here. This is not, well, shit, where'd it go? Not my drawing, but an idea of what I'm working on if I can figure this shit out. Technical. Hang on one second.
I think that would be a good practical design. Something that short would benefit from being something like a sheep's foot or a Warncliffe, because you would get the most out of the length of the blade with edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too. So what I'm thinking next is either the creek chub, and then I'm working on one called the tarpon, and it's kind of a, what I'm thinking is a straight back, sort of a bull nose, kind of a clip point. I don't know if I like this sway in the back of the blade, more of a straight back.
That's a spay blade, that one on top.
Yeah, it's
almost
kind
a
of
spay
a
blade, yeah.
It's kind of a clipped spay blade.
Yep.
The only thing I'm thinking is straight back might not be the best seller, because I don't know. I think people have this idea that a straight back knife just is good.
I think it all just depends on what you're going to use it for. What you would design and suit it to. If it was going to be an outdoorsy knife, then I would prefer a straight back. I like a straight back on an outdoors knife.
Yeah, I think
like
so
the
too.
walkabout's got a drop point, but I mean the majority of the blade is straight and then it drops out at the end. So I like them pretty straight, even if they curve off at the end. I think it would be good for that.
Yeah, so I'm still kind of fleshing that one out. The creek chub is pretty much all drawn out, specced out, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I got next, and I'm thinking the creek chub would be a good place to go next. I'm kind of just trying to do a little bit of every sort of blade profile. You know what I mean? Just
yeah, cast a wide net.
Yeah, we did the
eventually figure out what people are wanting more than the others.
I think this one's gonna be a hit.
That bonefish is really, really, really nice.
It's so fucking good.
If I was able to produce big numbers of them, I would with that one. I really, really, really like that knife. The first one, as soon as I got the first one done, I was like, man, he's gonna shit when he gets this. He's gonna love it.
I've got people asking me about the snook too, when I'm gonna roll back around to that one, you know. And like I said, we'll eventually do another run, but you know, there's
we'll do another run for sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, Lube. You can't really get down on the tip on a straight back, and that's where it's kind of limited, you know.
Yeah, that I like them to drop just a little, just a small amount of point.
Dick Ritchie, I will tell you this. So they are dropping on Friday the 18th at 9 a.m. Central Time. And Dick Ritchie, I think you're Central Time as well. If you legit want one, you will need to be on the website and ready to pull the trigger at the time they drop, because it's a limited run and they're going to go fast.
Yeah, they'll be gone.
And the snook, and nobody had even, you know, nobody really knew about it. I mean, some people did. I did videos leading up to it and all that sort of shit. They were gone in minutes. And
Absolutely.
then there was two of them that I didn't list for some reason. I messed up on the website, and those two were gone within the hour. What happened is most people logged in, it was sold out, and then I listed the other two, and people were like, "Oh shit, there's two more."
On the last run that I did, the Adventure Junior run, they all sold out within about an hour.
Yeah,
Except they weren't. There was one of them that wasn't. It just kept telling me that it was out of stock, and I kept trying to put it back in stock. And you got Wix, don't you? You know how that
yeah,
crap goes. It's just
yeah.
being a pain, and it wasn't working. And I couldn't get that one to sell. And then I had a guy that just bought one. He called the house. It was like at 8 o'clock at night, or it was like 8:30. It was about a half hour after the drop, I guess. And we answered it, and he was pretty happy with that. But he's like, "Can I just maybe get the did you? I saw that you put the black one or the purple one back in stock. It was either the black or the purple that was messing up." He's like, "I tried to buy that one, it wouldn't let me." I was like, "Well, nobody's bought it yet." So we switched them and just changed his order that way. And I put the one that he bought back up, and it worked, and it sold within like 2 minutes.
Nice.
So that'll do. I'm happy.
So, why did you guys decide not to do black on this one?
On the Hawk,
Yeah, you didn't do black, right? Just blue, green,
no,
and
no. Gabe wanted to do some blue. He wanted to do denim blue, and blue's a pretty popular color for the adventure.
oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't
it
think
is
I
a
have.
pretty popular color for the adventure.
I don't think I have any blue, and I don't have green. But I'm gonna be grabbing one of the Hawks. I'll probably try to jump on one of those green ones.
There's 40 of them. There's 13 of every color. 3 of them of each one are Nitro V. For anyone
Hey,
else watching,
Kathleen.
hey Kathleen, yep.
Um, yeah. So I think those are gonna sell pretty fast.
I think we'll sell a good half of them pretty quick. I don't know about 40. They've had pretty much no exposure. Last time we did all kinds of sending out stuff to anyone and everyone that would take it, like with the
Yeah,
Huntsman, and that all came out well before the drop, you know.
yeah.
And
Um,
I haven't really done anything like that with the Hawk. But at the same time, the Huntsman was kind of a niche thing. If you were
mhm.
looking for something like that, then it was right up your alley. If you're not, then it's very much not what you're looking for. This, things of this size, I'm not afraid to do big numbers of, because I know whether they sell on the drop or they sell within the next 2 weeks after they're going to go, people will be all right with buying something like this because you can use it.
Mhm.
I mean, you can use the Huntsman too. I mean, it's for what it's intended for, but you can't just carry it to work with you every day.
Right.
So
Yeah. Most people aren't going to be carrying around a Huntsman while they're bumping around all day, but something like this, something like the Hawk, the normal size stuff you make, almost everything you can pocket carry or scout carry every day. Um, so that just you reach a broader audience with that.
yeah, indeed, you can definitely reach a broader audience with something more practical.
Yeah.
It's got to be something that you're going to reach for.
So did you get one of these yet? The greatest knife ever
No, I
made.
can't find them. They don't exist here either.
They're starting to roll back in stock
I haven't seen
around.
any. I keep looking at. I had seen that new 11-inch, that one that you've got,
Yeah.
um, the fixed blade, and I was looking at it in the case, and I was like, "Holy cow, this is a joke, right? Like an $18."
Yeah, it's like
If
18
you ground
bucks.
that Ozark Trail off and put somebody else's name on there, if
This is
nobody knew, you could fool somebody because it looks good.
this is actually a copy of the Buck. What the hell is it called?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's almost an
the
exact copy.
the Buck Reaper.
Yeah,
It's almost exactly the same.
Yep.
And I didn't even know that the Buck Reaper existed until somebody told me, and then I went and looked it up, and I was like, sure as shit.
Right. Same thing. And
I
I
mean,
didn't know until I heard you say that.
yeah,
I
specs
went and
and
looked it up.
everything.
Yeah, it's almost identical. I mean,
So
it's virtually identical, but it's not great looking
I think it
design
looks,
wise,
I think
but
it looks pretty badass, and
it is pretty badass.
it's
Like
comfortable.
it's just not my flavor, I guess, for the lines and everything. But like I said, if you got rid of that Ozark Trail and somebody else put their name on it, you could fool some people because it's good looking. It's really good looking.
By the Mossy Oak, something or other. Ozark Trail Killer. I saw that on your channel, Dick Ritchie. So yeah, apparently this was the original version of the Ozark Trail 11-inch
Mm-hmm.
fixed blade Buck Reaper clone with the pack of wood.
Yeah, that looks like crap.
They
With
got
the
rid
black
of
blade.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just paint.
Yeah,
The
spray
blade.
paint. Yeah,
And
that's
then,
way better looking.
yeah, it is. Well, I laid back the edge on this one. You can see where I put it.
It's wide.
Yeah, I put an edge on it. It's like a 28-degree edge or something
Out of the
ridiculous.
box?
Yeah,
Holy cow.
yeah, like a chunk.
It's an axe.
Yeah, and I laid it way back. And the damn thing will cut. So yesterday I got like a little chest rig and a little head rig for the camera. And so I've got all my vegetables out there, and it's time to chop down the summer shit because, summer does a number on them, and start planting my fall shit. And so I was going to record that of just me out there. That's what I got this knife for, is just my vegetable chopper. Schwack, schwack. Like I've got okra back there that are like 8 feet tall and have like that big around.
Everything's overgrown.
Yeah. So that's what I was going to do yesterday. And I bought that little chest rig to start doing some use videos, but I don't want to do them on a tripod like the way Scab does it. I just want to do like a chest rig.
Yeah,
And
just doing first person.
yeah, like I used to do my fishing videos. Yeah, so I was going to do that yesterday, and it rained all damn day. So
it hasn't gotten up here yet. It's been it hasn't rained since the storm. It hasn't rained a drop. I mean, it was nice and ugly for a few days, but it's hot today.
I'm not singing.
Warm. No singing.
Sing something for us, Jacob.
No, I'm good.
People think I'm batshit crazy because I do all those little shorts are just clips from my full-length videos. So I was a high school teacher for 20 years, surrounded by thousands of freaking teenagers and just chaos all day long. Just noise and chaos. That was my job for 20 years. Now I work from home right here at this desk, at this computer, and I stare at these same four walls all day, every day, by myself, just me and the dog. And I go stir crazy, man.
I understand.
And I start
understand. We got the kids here to keep us entertained, but hell, I spend so much time out there in the box.
Yeah.
Sometimes I start talking to the ground.
What's up, Weldon Carey? So yeah, I was like, oh, it's gonna be so great, peace, quiet, and everything. But I tell you what, when you home, after a while, when you go like a week at a time without seeing another human being, that shit gets on your brain, man. You start going crazy.
Yep, I've got about the only other person that we see on the regular is Jordan.
Yeah,
he's here. That's about it. We'll go see some friends across town once a week, I guess. That's about it. Seems to be pretty common nowadays that there's just not a lot of I saw something the other night ago on YouTube. More of that rabbit hole shit.
Yeah.
thoughts about how the world has changed since COVID and how nobody goes to restaurants anymore. Nobody goes and does anything physical anymore. They just don't. You just don't see that many people. It's interesting. It's playing out now more than ever. I'm starting to see the effects of that now more than ever with Helen right here. This is the deadest I've ever seen it for October.
Really?
Ever. Yeah, it's dead. There's nobody here. It's never been like that. I know that it's probably got a good bit to do with the storm damage and all that up north.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of people here from Florida and Alabama, not Alabama, South Georgia, and there's some Tennessee and North Carolina plates here too. But all escaping the storm and that stuff too. Everybody's attitude is a little different around here.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, I think people have the same expendable income as they had before.
No, it's just getting thinner and thinner by the day.
Regardless of your politics, that's just a fact. I mean, inflation is real and it affects everyone. And like, I went to the grocery store last week and I got like creamer for coffee and like 2 other things, just like nothing. And it was like $30.
Yeah.
And I was like, what in the fuck is happening here, man?
Yep.
Like, I got nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
that probably has something to do with it too. You know, not only COVID, but COVID did change shit. It changed everybody's outlook. I know that after COVID, there was a mass exodus of teachers, me being one of them, because it just kind of opened a lot of people's eyes as to the shit we had been putting up with for decades. Like,
the shit we're continuing to put up with is just far too much.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's far too much. I cannot get my mind. I'm not even sleeping over it, honestly. I'm losing sleep over some of this shit that's going on right now.
It's easy to do, man.
It is just bugging me. So we have our grocery store is Ingles, and you remember last time you was here.
I love that damn store. That's the greatest.
All right, I'm gonna shit on your fucking salad bar here. I'm gonna shit on your salad bar here, but we're boycotting Ingles now because Ingles headquarters is in Asheville, and it got wiped. They lost a whole bunch of fucking employees for corporate. Like, they lost a whole bunch of stuff. They lost a store, or half of a store. Had a bunch of damage. Anyway, my shoe hung up on my tripod. I went to put my foot out. Anyway, so rather than opening their doors and giving out the food that's now going bad or has already gone bad, they locked their doors and they did not. It's just they've not been in support of their community.
Yeah. So what they did, they just threw a bunch of food that was about to go bad instead of giving it to folks.
Things in Western North Carolina, I don't know that it'll ever be normal again. Honestly, it's going to take several generations before someone is physically is conscious without knowledge or direct mental effect with this event. It's fucked up, man.
Yeah, there's another one out in the Gulf now. Milton or Milo or some shit that they're saying is supposed to hit the Tampa area middle of next week, end of next week, something like that. So
yeah, I don't know. We got those tinfoil hats on, so.
Well, don't get me started on man-made weather because I'll start talking about it.
You know, one of the largest quartz and lithium deposits is in Chimney Rock.
Is it really?
Yeah, just by the way. So the government's gonna so they're I can't even start to spit it all out what I've seen and what I've heard. But basically FEMA has not been involved. The government's not been involved at all. And they're going to claim damn eminent domain on a disaster area and grab all the land.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds.
Of course.
It's fucking genocide.
Same shit they did.
It's fucking genocide.
Are doing in Hawaii, in where the fires were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that was just a test. You know, we're going to test
Mhm.
here. Nobody in Hawaii. Nobody can get to Hawaii to protest, so we'll test here. Well, nobody complained enough to scare us, so now let's test on the mainland. Oh, well, nobody's doing anything here either.
Governments across the world are way out of control in general, whether you believe in the conspiracy theories or not. They are just out of control and have too much power. But my concern is that nobody will ever do anything. Like, there won't, at least not in first world countries. In first world countries, I don't think there will ever be an uprising of people. Like you will have that in third world countries.
I just don't see it happening either, and that's what's got me.
Right,
that's what's got me right now. You know, there's so many things that you know. If all we did was like one of the issues right now in North Carolina is that there was a fire chief that was turning away private helicopters, threatening arrest. If you go back up that mountain to help people, I'm going to arrest you. What the fuck is that shit?
What
the fuck is that shit?
Yeah,
you know what? You can't even talk about this shit anymore without getting knocked on the door with FBI and shit. So,
I mean, in the UK, they're arresting people for posting on Facebook. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What is that? Anyway, yeah, YouTube's gonna take this video down just because we even broke.
Yeah, we broke the surface. We started talking about it.
Yeah, you can't even mention it. But yeah, it's out of control, and I don't know if the populace will ever do anything about it until it gets far, far, far worse, like some kind of crazy dystopian shit out of a novel. You know what I mean? If it ever gets that bad where you legitimately have no freedom at all, then that might be different. But we're generations away from that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it starts here. It started a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
It started but we're just now. There has to be a mass uprising, or there just be nothing will ever change.
Yeah,
that's it. You know, and there's a whole bunch of people out there saying, "Well, I'm willing to go, but I'm not going alone because nobody else is going to go with me."
Right.
And then that changes the mentality of everyone.
Right.
There's people that are in North Carolina. They're ready to make some major drastic moves because they've already lost everything. They don't have any more. All their friends are dead. All their family's dead. They don't have their house anymore. They lost everything. They don't care anymore. And now the government up there is telling people and turning help away, telling people you can't go rescue the people that are stuck up on this mountain. You can't go rescue the people that are stuck and landlocked. You can't. This is fucked up. It's just fucked up.
And it makes me wonder about the police officers, the officials that would like go along with that shit.
You're a fucking coward. You should. You're a fucking coward.
Absolute coward.
You're a traitor. You're a traitor. You're a fucking coward. That's what I got to say.
What's up, Jason? We're going down conspiracy
because it starts there. The uprising has to start with our authority, our officials, our local authority saying, you know what, this is just not. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I will not. You can fire me. You can put me in prison, but I will not. I will not follow the regime.
I'm sure there's some people out there. You just don't hear about them. You know, I'm sure those people are out there, kind of like when they tried to force the jab onto military. There were a bunch of guys in the military that just said, I'm out. I'm not doing that. You don't hear about those guys. I know a couple of them personally that have been in the military for like 20 years and just walked away from retirement and all that because they're like, I'm not going along with that.
So East Tennessee just deployed a whole bunch of National Guardsmen, their reservists, to somewhere overseas.
Yeah. I mean, really? That's insane.
But like during this disaster, after like this week, they just did that. They're not sending help to help
What's
fellow
up, Jim?
countrymen. We're going to send you across somewhere else to go fight someone else's war.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think people are waking up to what's going on. And I think more people have a distrust of the government in general and a distrust of mainstream or legacy media in general. But it's certainly not to the point where anybody is willing or ready to do anything about it.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. What's it going to take? Well, it's going to take you
I know.
losing everything. Well, I mean, how close do you have to get to losing everything
Yeah.
to feel so insecure that
Yeah.
you're ready to change something? I don't know about you guys, but I'm not willing to boil myself to death in the pot, lying to myself. It's not getting hotter in here. Bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. And then I wonder, like this on the screen, I wonder if, right, the puppet masters are intentionally trying to drive us and the world in general to that point so that then they can turn on the populace and take control and put the one world government in place. You know
Well,
what I
in
mean?
order for the one world government, the whole thing with the one world government is it can't work until everything else has been dissolved or
Right.
seemingly destroyed or tore up to the point where it can't be fixed the way that we want to fix it or we need to fix it to continue the way that it's been. Now we're going to have to change it. So all these natural disasters that are aided with weather seeding and cloud seeding and yeah, Gingerfish said most have too much to lose. Honestly,
Too comfortable.
everybody's too comfortable. Yeah, nobody should be comfortable at all. Nobody should be comfortable at all. Not seeing what's happening. I know that we're late to the party here. It's just another reminder of don't trust your fucking government.
I've always
This
had
event. Yeah,
I've always
I
had
mean, same, but
a
it's not that way for everyone. It's
Yeah.
not that way for everyone. Everyone, like I said, it's going to take everyone losing everything, and then we'll have nothing to fight for. So everybody's mentality or fight with, yeah,
or
exactly.
fight with, for that matter. When it gets to that point, I mean, it's like cavemen. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I got 400 knives, and a little stockpile of.
You went and got your pipe. I was going
arsenal.
to grab mine before I sat down. This is the kind of stuff that we were talking about opening a live stream for.
Yeah. Yeah. YouTube's going to hate it, but I don't give a fuck.
We need to.
And here's
we
the
should.
thing,
There's not enough people talking about this shit. And
when I start mentioning man-made weather, people, even my wife, looks at me like I'm batshit crazy, and I'm like, the technology is there, and like HARP,
it's been there for 50 years, 67 years.
Man. What does HARP stand for? I can't even remember. HAARP.
My bug out kit's not going to help me a damn bit, loser. It's really
High Frequency Active Aurora Research Program. High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. University of Alaska Fairbanks program that studies the ionosphere. So you remember the auroras, the northern lights that you could see in South Florida for like an entire week. Well, HARP, the University of Alaska, published that they were going to be running these tests about a month before they did the test. And then, of course, on the news, they come out and say, oh, it's a solar flare. You're going to be able to see the northern lights all around the world. Of course, you've never been able to do it unless you're up near the poles. And then all of a sudden, everybody just believes it. Oh, I can see Northern Lights in Miami. Are you fucking stupid? It's HARP running a test, man. They've been doing it for decades.
Well, yeah,
For
absolutely.
decades.
Absolutely. I had to grab my pipe.
There's a channel that I watch. He's actually got like 4 channels, and he has to change all the time because YouTube keeps shutting him down.
Shutting him down. Yeah.
One of his channels is called Hurting Humanity. Another one is called Rebel Call.
Yeah.
A call to something or other.
More First Amendment violations.
Yeah, but he's on top of all this stuff. Now, some of it that he talks about, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know about that. But I mean, he's one of those truthers, and I'm just like, where does this guy get this information from? But I've been watching his channels for years, and 90% of the time, this dude is dead on. Like, everything he says proves to be correct. You know, right now he's posting on
that's what's getting silenced, though. The more accurate the closer you get to the truth, the more they just start freaking out, shutting you up.
And then he talks about how these conservative voices on YouTube, Facebook, and elsewhere are actually government plants. And I think he's onto something, because everybody else gets shut down, but why does what's his name? Ben Shapiro. Why has he not been shut down?
I don't know.
Why has who's the actor comedian dude that
Joe Rogan?
No, the British dude.
Russell Brand?
Yeah. Why has he not been shut down?
He hasn't been shut down. He's spot on too. He's pretty spot on with most things, for sure.
But what he talks about is how they allow those voices to stay out there to keep us intentionally in the right-left divide, because divide and conquer is the oldest trick in the book. And if they can keep the population...
Uh-oh. Tim froze up. I dig where you're going with that, though. I agree.
If they keep us divided, then they can continue to do what they want to do, because we're looking at each other as the freaking enemy instead of the globalist elites as the enemy, which is the real freaking enemy. You know, so they allow these dissenting voices, these conservative voices, certain ones, to exist because they're bought for too.
Right.
And I believe it.
That to me would be about one of the only explanations as to why the real big voices that are speaking what we're speaking are not shut down.
Everybody else gets shut down in a heartbeat because they're not part of the program. What about the...
I think a lot of it is keeping it limited too. Just make sure that there's not too many people saying the same thing.
Oh, George Carlin's been saying that. He was saying that shit 40 years ago.
Oh, yeah. I am still a huge George Carlin fan.
Oh, he's phenomenal. And spot on. All the shit.
Too spot on. For sure.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, so this is the reason I started the Tim School of Pipes, was to smoke my pipes and talk about all the shit that I didn't want to talk about on my knife channel, because I don't want my knife channel to get shut down because I've worked too damn hard at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I don't want them to come in YouTube and start hitting me with strikes. But then I quickly found out that it's too damn hard to maintain 2 different channels unless you have like a freaking social...
It's hard enough to do one.
It's hard enough to do one and work and maintain work-life balance, much less 2, unless you have like a social media team. And so I haven't even posted on that channel in probably 2 months. Plus, it's too freaking hot to smoke a pipe in the summer in Florida because I smoke outside and I'm not going outside when it's 120 degrees to smoke my pipe.
See right here, Dr. Drew Dude said my cousin lives in the mountains of North Carolina in a town that got destroyed. We and other people have been sending supplies to them. FEMA just came in and took their supplies for cities with media coverage. That's right. That's what they're doing. This is treason.
It is treason.
This is treason, tyranny.
It's both. It's the government shut me down. No, it's my internet is absolute shit. I
Split
literally,
slices.
yeah. What's up, Byron? I didn't even say hi. I'm getting all fired up because Jacob, this fucking Georgia redneck, pushes buttons intentionally because he knows that I get all hot and bothered about the shit. But
This has been, you know what? I have been just passive, not really passive. That's not the word. I just don't want to think about it because I lose sleep at night. But it's a little too close to this is a little too close to home for me. This is my homeland.
Yeah,
these people that are no longer with us on this planet because of things that I think are certain ways. I don't know, whatever. They're not here and they're not getting help. And this is my home. This is my area, and it bothers me. And I want to do things, but I can't.
I also think there's some validity to the point that they're intentionally trying to create. I mean, we know there's already blue states and red states, and
right.
Everybody that follows me knows exactly where I stand on that, and I don't give a shit about saying it. I mean, if you can't watch my knife content because I'm a conservative, then fuck off. That's how I feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, forgot where I was going with this. Oh, I think there's some validity to the point. We know that there's already blue states and red states, but I think there's something to the fact that they're trying to make the blue even more blue, like crazy town, blue. Because if you look at the Democrats of just 20 years ago, they were nothing like the Democrats of today. They were the true, they were nothing like they are today. And now they've just completely gone off the lefty lunatic rails. And I think they're intentionally pushing that to try to divide us. Where if you fall on one part of the spectrum politically, then California, Washington, Oregon, those are the places for you. If you fall on another part of the political spectrum, then, well, you need to move to Florida, Georgia, or Alabama, Tennessee, right? Do you think they're intentionally doing that? And we've already seen a bunch of people move from certain states to other states. I wonder if that's part of the whole divide and conquer plan.
Well, I mean, everything seems intentional nowadays. It really does, because when people start coming out with things to back it all and evidence on motives, and it's hard to ignore the factor of intention.
Yeah, I don't know. That's how far my distrust.
Yeah, they're working diligently to railroad the fucking elections. Exactly what they're doing. Anything that they can do to try and get us to lose our shit, put us into civil unrest. We won't be able to change presidents then. So,
do you think that the election is even real, or have they already decided?
I don't know anymore.
Do you think Trump is in bed with the global elites and he's just part of it?
I don't think so. I don't think that he's that far. I don't know. It's hard not to be all the way in. If you're in, you're all the way in. If you're not, you're not. It's
he
pretty.
Is an elite.
Well,
I mean, he was buddy with all these people that hate him. All of a sudden, back in the day, they were best friends.
See, that's the thing, though. That's the thing. You know, when you
This rabbit
They're
hole goes
all
deep.
fucking narcissists. They're all narcissists. What they
Well,
are.
that's a fact.
They're not.
That's
They're
a fact.
narcissists. They're all narcissists. So when you start trying to out a narcissist, they're going to change their tactics and discard you, and they'll do whatever they can to make sure that they bury you.
I agree, Lou.
And nobody hears anything negative about them. So if you know, of course, to me, when there's a mass uprising of politicians that just happen to exist on the list of politicians that Donald Trump is trying to take down, and drain the swamp of, when those people start coming out of the woodwork trying to alter the course of his existence, then it seems pretty apparent to me, which it's very it's not one-sided, it's very split. It's very tribal right now. They're against him because they know. I mean, what the hell what have I got to believe them for? What have I got to believe them for? They're trying to get rid of Donald Trump, who, when I was during his presidency, everyone was better off.
This is the part that I can't understand.
You guys can say people can say whatever the fuck they want, but the majority of everyone
was in a better
place. They were in a better place then, and if they weren't, then they're fucking liars. I mean,
like, look,
it wasn't because of Donald Trump.
It wasn't because of
Donald Trump.
I don't love Donald Trump. I'm a Southerner.
I don't either.
I'm a Southerner. He's a brash, loudmouth New Yorker, and they're different from how we are. No offense to anybody, but you know what I mean. He says dumb shit.
Right.
He posts dumb shit online, but I don't care. I don't care because when he was the president, the world was not at war. We did not have this huge immigration problem, and we had money in our pocket. I don't care if I dislike. He's not the first person I'm going to sit down and have coffee with or have a beer with or smoke a pipe with. But I don't give a shit because I don't need the president to be somebody that I would be friends with.
No, what we need is a president that looks after
and
the people that he is president of, the nation that he is president of. We need someone who focuses on the needs of our own damn country.
It's like
first
a coach.
And foremost.
It's like
that's what
coach.
He did.
I played baseball and football growing up, and then I was a coach. You don't need your coach to be your damn friend. He's going to be an asshole, and he's going to get on your nerves, and he's going to put his foot in your ass, and you're not going to like your coach all the time, but he needs to be a leader. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And do what's best for the team.
Exactly.
And he did that. And I didn't mean any offense by that, Jason. You know what I meant. Trump says some dumb shit, and he opens his mouth and puts his foot in his mouth.
It's all right. People say all kinds of shit about Southerners too. So, and there's way more better stereotypes for loudmouth Southerners than there is Northerners. So,
and the funny thing is, even to this day, they talk about racism being rampant in the South, and certainly there's some of that. But, you know, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Is it any more than anywhere else?
No, absolutely.
I don't have sidewalks to walk down. I don't have sidewalks on both sides of the street to just cross the street when I see a black dude walking down the street.
Yeah.
The same sidewalk that I'm in. So, but how many people in big cities are doing that?
That's funny.
And pointing their fingers at people that have Confederate flags on their porch.
Right.
Seriously, though, I mean, really, which is more racist? Which is more fucking racist?
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Because I mean, the people out here in the sticks are a whole lot more
hospitable,
a whole lot more hospitable, a whole lot less hostile than big city people that I know.
And it's true, when people come to the South, what they always have to say is, oh, the hospitality, everybody's just so friendly. They wave and talk to you and tip their cap and say yes ma'am and yes sir and no ma'am and no sir to total strangers, and that's true. That's just how we were raised. He is less orange now. Yeah, me and Jacob have talked about doing this live stream just so we could both sort of vent about this kind of stuff, because we've had long conversations about this.
Yeah, it's a never-ending conversation too. You'll never get to the bottom of it.
I did a short.
Every time you turn, there's another hole.
Off topic. I did a short the other day where I did not have a baseball cap on, and I had my glasses on, and it was the first short of the
I saw that one.
the
People were like, "Who the
bonefish,
hell is this guy?"
and more people commented on my damn hair and my glasses and my shirt than the knife. Like, everybody was surprised to find out that I had hair, because when I make my videos, I always have on a button up shirt, because even though I work from home, I get dressed every day. I've told you that, because if I don't feel like I'm working. So if I throw on a hoodie or my pajamas and try to come to my office and work, it doesn't feel like work.
No, and we talked about that too a lot. Same kind of thing. If I stay in my PJs all day, my mind stays in its PJs all day too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but when I record my videos, I always throw on a baseball cap, even though I have a button-down shirt. And I think that was the first time I ever filmed a short or anything without a hat on. And more people talked about my damn hair and my glasses than the knife. And it's funny, we were doing this live stream talking about the bonefish and the hawk, and there was like 4 people watching. And then we start talking politics, and there's more people hanging out and interacting.
People want to hear it though, Tim. There's not enough fucking people talking right now. People need to talk more. There is though. There's a big outpouring of people starting to say more. That's just what needs to happen. People just need to be held accountable. There's too many people that have, over the years, with every instance, big and small, too many people have said, that ain't my damn business. Bullshit.
It is.
Bullshit. It's your business.
That shit started in the 90s, where the whole tolerance, uh, you can only be so tolerant to where, you know, what I'm getting at. Oh, it's okay because it doesn't affect me. Well, eventually it is going to affect you.
Exactly.
And now it is.
You don't know it, but it's already affected you.
Oh, it has. It's in schools and government and everywhere else. And all of it is because people just in the 90s, early 90s, started keeping their mouth shut. And so we've had 30 years of people, and now it's to the point where everybody's too afraid to say what they think.
Right. Everybody's too afraid. And, there's a lot of people that just don't buy the truth, even if you fucking lay it right out to them and show it to them right in their face. They just still don't believe it because they're too caught up on all the people that they really, truly have invested belief into.
Yeah.
I think people want to believe people that they've put their trust into. They've there's a term for that.
Yeah.
It's along the same things of how my buddy Jordan, he's bad about this. I don't like that. Talking about food. And then I'll make something like, here, I guarantee you're going to like this. I know the things that you like to eat. But he's already said so many times in his own mind that he don't like it. But when he goes to try it, he's not going to like it anyway. Whether he likes it or not, he's not willing to admit it because he's done invested too much time. I know you're watching, Jordan. I'm calling you out. Love you, brother.
Yeah, confirmation
bias. It's the same thing on a bigger level. People have invested too much time and belief into the people that they really truly thought were trustworthy, and they're not willing to just say, "All right, you suck." Well, I guess there's a lot of that out there with misinformation, and
the first step
I
to
know.
actually changing the direction that world politics and social stuff is headed. The first step is for the silent majority to stop being silent.
Right.
That's the first step. I mean, we're talking about an uprising of people. That's never going to happen until
No.
people start, the silent majority stops being silent out of fear of being shut down on a certain social media platform or doxxed or fired from their job. You know what I mean? Which is happening. It's crazy. I mean, the fear of people speaking out is legitimate because there's consequences. Because they'll just fire your ass, you know?
Right. Right.
But that's the first
Exactly. Yeah, he here in the
said more here than he has in a year. Well, that's good.
got him out of the hole then.
Yep. Yep, for
So
sure.
everybody's got a nerve somewhere. It's okay to come on out and say stuff. Do it. Get out. Scream. Nobody's gonna hear you unless you do.
Oops, wrong one.
Nobody's gonna hear you unless you do.
Yeah.
All
So
this immigration bullshit is one of the biggest issues that we have right now.
oh, it's crazy.
What's amazing to me is all the people that are looting what's left of all this flooding shit. They've put a big stop to most of it, but they arrested some migrants that were doing it.
And I'm sure other people were
Yeah,
doing
they
it.
brought all these fucking people in and promised them all this fucking shit that they're never going to get because, they can provide all these fucking funds for them now. You can provide these apartments and shit for them now. You can provide all the damn government assistance and these, the magic credit cards and shit that these migrants have now. How long can they provide that though before we just turn into the country that they fled from?
Yeah, exactly.
How long can they, I think a better way to do the whole, the left is trying to bring everyone in. It's all bullshit. We know that. The
Well,
way
they
that
can
they
do
try
it.
and cover it and the way that they try and justify it is this: we need diversity, and these people have a human right to existence and a right to chase the same freedoms that we did. Yeah, but it don't work the way that you're doing it. They bring them in and try and give them the world and all these shit that the everyday taxpayer, the people that are fucking paying for these people, don't have.
Yeah. Well,
But those people aren't realizing they won't be able to sustain that forever. I
right.
think a better way to bring them in was, okay, you want to be a citizen of this country, then you can earn your citizenship by rebuilding the disasters that we have. Show that you
Yeah.
want to be a part of this fucking community, a useful part of society. Then we'll think about giving you some fucking citizenship here. Because I mean, right now the people that we have citizens of this country aren't helping the way that we need them to.
Well, a country without borders is not a country at all.
No,
And
it's not.
I mean, the first step to that was the formation of the European Union, and then, um, Brexit. The UK backed out of, or England backed out of that shit, and then just opened their borders right up, and the whole English culture is just gone. It's just completely gone. And
Yeah, we're all about culture and diversity, but you want to bring in everyone else's culture and then completely diminish the culture that we've been on for a couple hundred years now. Fuck off.
there's no such thing as culture in
They don't
diversity.
want cultural diversity. They just don't want the American culture because it's
Those
too
two
free.
things are opposites.
Too
They
many
are the
people ask
antithesis
questions.
of each
When they're
other.
too free, people ask questions. When people ask questions, then things get exposed. Things get exposed, then they don't make their fucking money. And their lives don't continue.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta turn that shit off, and I gotta stop watching those videos and stuff because you will lose sleep at night if you think about it too much. But
Yeah, absolutely.
it's certainly headed in the wrong direction
To
across
say
the
the
board,
least.
not just in the United States. And at some point, something's got to give, right? And I don't think whatever it is that gives is not. It's not going to be good.
No, no, it's not. None of it's going to be good. We're too deep.
Yeah,
We're too
that's the
deep into
thing
this
too.
shit. These people have got too much of a grasp on things. They've got the people in control have got too much of a grasp on too many things. You know, for example, like you can't buy natural anything anymore. You can't buy anything natural, products, food, anything like that. Right? So it's all been bought out. And even the countries that or the companies that were standing on their moral foundation of we're natural and we're doing it this way, they get squeezed and bought out. They've already been bought out by fucking BlackRock, and
Oh yeah,
you know, it's just a big fun. Every company is a funnel and a bigger funnel
yeah,
into a bigger funnel into a bigger funnel, and it's all the same. Everything is the same. We're being fed the same bullshit in every store, every product, all the products that you use, like soap. You know, we every time that we would start using a different natural soap because the last soap that we were using fucking changed, we start having skin issues, and
yeah.
you know, like Ivory soap. How long has fucking Ivory soap been around? How
Forever.
long has been Ivory soap been around? And they've been making soap out of fucking beef tallow since the beginning, from the beginning. Now they changed the Ivory soap got bought out. They don't exist anymore, right? Now they've got the soap that has no tallow in it. It's all the same shit. Is just fucking bass backwards.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah,
Doesn't
yeah,
matter where you go, whatever. If you're not making it yourself, then you don't fucking know what's in it.
yeah. That's a fact.
You don't. If you're not making it yourself, you don't know what's in it.
Yeah, that's why my dream is to buy a farm off grid and be completely self-sustaining,
Well,
which is
good fucking
hard.
luck. They've made that
I
impossible too
know.
now.
That's what I was just about to say. It's
You can't
way
fucking buy land for under
no,
50,000 a fucking acre
it's
in
way
the cheap rural places. And hell, you can go buy some land somewhere out rural country, and that's fine and dandy until a flood wipes your ass out,
right,
and then they're just gonna come in and claim eminent domain. We're gonna
right.
take your shit. Oh, your land happens to be on a quartz mine. Oh, the dam broke. We forgot to let water out of it a week before we knew this storm was gonna be here.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's
sorry.
way easier said than done. But I think the less dependent you can be on the overall system, the better off you're going to be, right? But all of that is so much easier said than done. You know, it's hell, I'm just trying to grow some vegetables in the backyard, and that's
Well, it takes dedication.
mm-hmm.
Dedication to survival. Self-reliance is dedication to self-reliance, and that's it. You don't
Yeah,
get to do anything else. Your day is spent surviving,
that's it. That's
doing
it.
something to help you survive tomorrow. Because
Right,
if you don't, then you're only going to survive today.
right.
And that's where we're at now with all as a whole, as an American nation, is everyone is too worried about today, and no one's paying attention to tomorrow. No one. No one's paying attention to tomorrow, as everybody's too comfortable sitting where they're sitting.
Yeah, that's a fact. All right, man. Let's show these knives we got dropping and then get off of here. I'm about to
Sounds
feed
good.
my pigs.
Oh, where'd it go? All right. So I've got the Hawk, designed by Gabriel of Last Huntsman Outdoors, dropping Friday, October 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on my website, www.verygoodknifeco.com. 5% of every one of these knives it sells is going to go to Gabe, offering them an 80 CRB2 with denim blue, green, and that. And then also Nitro V, denim blue, green, and that. They will be Dropping Friday, October 11th, like I said, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Be there.
Which one usually does better, the carbon steel or stainless, or is it about the same?
It just depends on what it is. Depends totally. I think all the Nitro V ones of these will be the first ones to go for sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's that way. Sometimes people just want the less
Carbon.
expensive version.
Yeah. So, and then the following Friday, so the Hawk is this coming Friday, and then the following Friday, the 18th, I've got the Bonefish dropping on my website, which is blackwaternifeco.com. We've got the Natural Micarta in 80 CRV2. We've got the Fire Micarta, which is layered black and red in 80 CRV2. We've got the Nebula Fat Carbon with Nitro V. And then we've got the newest one from Fat Carbon, which is called Pines Peak. And that one has blue G10 underliners. This one's also in Nitro V. That one's dropping the following Friday, the 18th at 9 a.m. Central Time. 9 a.m. Central.
Well, this was a fun one.
Yeah, brother, we'll have to do it again when we.
We'll do it again.
Yeah.
I used to have a soul patch loser. I still have. Well, I don't really have one anymore. I just haven't shaved. I've been too busy.
Yeah, bioengineered. That is crazy. That means it was grown in a freaking petri dish.
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. You can do whatever you want. Try and get away from it, but unless you do it yourself, you never know what's in it.
What up, Blue?
Hey, Bluminati.
Yeah, this was an impromptu. We just wanted to show off the new knives because Jacob's got a knife dropping. I've got a knife dropping. We haven't even talked about him or shown them off yet.
For the past hour.
Yeah, but I'm going to be doing some videos. I'm going to do a full review on that one. And I know you got a full review of the Hawk, and then I'll do a bunch of shorts and everything. And make sure you guys go to the Very Good Knife Company website, subscribe to the newsletter because I know you'll send out drop announcement on the newsletter. Go to the blackwaternifeco.com website and do the same. And that way you'll be reminded because I know Jacob's got quite a few more Hawks than I have Bonefish. And if you want to jump on the Bonefish, they're going to go quick. They're going to go quick. I know they are. I'm gonna jump on the Hawk and definitely pick up one of those. All right. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Watching. Thanks.
Don't know when we'll do this again, but I'm sure we'll do it again. We've been talking about it, about hopping on and doing a live together. So,
well, I think we've got some support. We definitely have some people that would absolutely come back for this. Everybody likes to hear what
we ran off everybody else.
To be said, right?
The unlike-minded folk. So, y'all have a good one.
Thanks for watching, guys.